Hello, everyone.
Remember technology. I'm gonna need help.
Cool, awesome. Does yours have password?
I know yours. No, that's good. I'll just stay.
And you know, the ends charge. Okay, and then 10.5. I was gonna say,
We have to sign. Something.
yeah, I'll look at that after.
Well, no, I think what you have to sign sheet. Yeah. Do we need it for everybody or just one of ours? Probably need a pen too.
Yeah, right here. You got it?
We're almost ready. He's a good speaker. Ooh, look at all these pens flying out.
We're gonna pass around the sign-in sheets.
And clean.
I don't think so.
No, they said that at the end of the day, somebody would be collecting them. Yeah. You're allowed to check in. You don't check in. Assume you didn't go anywhere.
It says it's somewhere in that packet last week.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you sign this? Alright, how about we send it down the rows and you guys keep them? That sound good? Or I would go to everybody and that would be kind of funny.
Alright, want me to get started?
Sure.
Alright, hello. I am Jesse Hodge. This is Kelly Simmons, Michelle O'Connor. I'm a first grade teacher at Palm Bay Elementary. She's a second grade teacher at Palm Bay Elementary, and she's a kindergarten teacher. So we wanted to put our presentation together so you can kind of see a K-1-2 progression with 3 different acts. And our PowerPoint sort of does that. And I didn't mean to poo-poo ABC and pool math too much because it kind of the kids really enjoy using it. But if you're trying to hit your technology domains on your observations, having them on cool math and ABC is probably not a good idea. So we wanted to come up with some ideas that you could feel comfortable with if an admin came in and saw your kids on technology. What can they be doing? What can they be creating? Which is what we want to do. We want to increase that rigor with the standards a little bit, and when they create something, that's fantastic. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first one is telegami, and that's the one that I started off this year with. And it records the kids. They get to create an avatar, and then they record their voices, and the app hears their voice and moves the avatar's mouth. So they get to see this fun thing that they created speak at them. And I personally used it for fluency, so they could hear themselves read, because in first grade they like to read like robots sometimes. So if they can actually hear themselves do it, then they can improve. And Michelle, I think your example actually shows a first and then a next.
Did you want to, I see a lot of people trying to hurry up and write this down. We have it all on a handout for you too, so you don't have to worry about
I
it.
don't know that we planned for this in
Oh, we have 20.
Well, first.
Sorry.
Maybe if you have like a neighbor, you could take a picture with your phone.
one for each area.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That'll
I
work.
apologize.
And the QR codes link right to the website, so you can download
Okay,
them
how
from
about
there
I just
too.
give them to you, you decide how you want to do that.
All right, sorry.
Oh, and we're live streaming on YouTube right now, so I hope you guys don't mind. I don't think, maybe the front here is on there, and it's going to record.
The
And
first three right
so
over
you can, if you wanted to re-watch or you missed something, it will send it to YouTube. MrHodgePBE is my username, so it should, in theory, save it, and you can re-watch it. Telegami, the free version lets you record for 30 seconds, and then the pay, I think it's like $3.99, is 90 seconds. And I found, at least in first grade, they write enough that 90 seconds is nice. Kindergarten?
Well, what I did was I had the students start off reading one page of their text at their level, and then we listened to that first recording, and then we talked about how they sounded, if they sounded robotic, if they sounded like I sounded, or sound when I read aloud, and what they could do to improve. And then after we talked about that, I gave them a couple minutes to just reread it in their head, pick out sight words, things like that. And then they re-recorded the same passage, and then they listened to the new recording so we can compare and contrast them to see if they improved. And I have one right here for us.
Okay, I gotcha.
And the other one's the same thing, it's just another passage.
You want me to do the next one? Okay.
No, just get that.
For time's
You guys
sake.
understand.
All right, this one's my favorite one. Show me. I asked Michelle, because I knew we were going to be doing this, and I wanted a couple more for my repertoire. So she told me she'd been using Show Me, and it turns your iPad into a whiteboard. And we'll show you a couple of examples of what we did with that.
So I'm first up again. I did the dot cards, again, kindergarten. So we started at a very basic level. Usually with the dot cards, we did a whole group. I covered it, gave them a quick, like 3 seconds to see it, covered it back up, and then we discussed verbally how they saw it. I started using Show Me in small groups. I took pictures of the dot cards. So they had them as a template. I did the same thing. I covered them up and showed it to them. But now they were able to record how they were explaining it to me. And Show Me actually lets you interact with the image too. So they were able to circle how they showed it to me and how they saw it, and it recorded the whole thing. So they were able to compare and contrast with their friends the different ways they saw it.
And Show Me is really cool because when you finish, it emails you the link.
What did you see? I saw 3. That's weird. 6. Good. All right, so now we are going to.
This is the first time we used it.
And we're gonna. There we go. All right, Ken, how did you see it? and what does 4 and 2 make? Good job. All right. Did you see it a different way, Olivia? Than 3 and 3 and 4 and 2? All right. Go ahead. Show me what you saw. All right. Describe what you saw.
I thought 4 and 2.
4 and 2. It does make sense. So you saw 4 and 2, but you saw a different 4 and 2 than Kylie. Okay, so we all saw it different ways, but we got the same answer. It was always 6.
And then the next video is the same concept, the dot card still, but this time we just picked different color ink and overlapped the images. So there, I didn't erase it after every one. So somebody was red, and then
Describe what you did for me. Three and 1 and 1. And how much does 3 and 1 make? And 1 more makes 5. Good job. So you saw how many altogether? 5. All right. Did you see it a different way? All right. Why don't you choose a different color than red and show me what way you saw it?
and this is the same thing. They're just using different colors. So on each image, I just used different colors.
All right. Describe that for me.
So they were able to see their friends' work on top of it.
Here, how did you see that?
See, by the time you're done, you have all the different colors.
All right. And 3 and 3 make what? All right. And how is that? Okay, and how much is 1 and 5? 6. Look at all those ways we know how to make 6 now. Looks like pizza to me. All right.
All right.
So I have a question.
Sure.
So how does that look when you have the iPad in the center of the table,
Mhm.
and that was your small group basically?
Yes.
And then you're just recording essentially what your lesson was?
Yeah,
Is that
just,
kind of-
I just, they passed it from person to person and just did their did their voices and did their drawing on the
And then do they like to go back and kind of watch what they did?
They,
or-
yeah, that's their favorite part. Like, we always have to like leave a little bit at the end so they can rewatch it. That's their favorite part of all of this, is rewatching it. And then sometimes I even let them present it to the class. Like the next one we're gonna show, the last one we're gonna show on Friday, after I did all my small reading groups and all the groups got together, I put it in one big video and we all watched everybody's. And they just love listening to them, trying to guess who was who, and it's a big thing for them to see them.
All right, so in first grade, I tried to do I did a math and we did a social studies. I don't know which one's which. This is our
Could
social
you show
studies.
us where the Florida Keys
I
are?
didn't.
Oh, it's not showing it.
Here are the Florida Keys.
Okay.
It's probably on another one.
Oh, I know why.
The window didn't pop up.
I know why. Presenter.
Oh, we're jumping all the way to me?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Did you get it?
Yep.
All right, State, could you show us where the Florida Keys are?
Here are the Florida Keys.
Okay. Florida Keys, I'm going to change it to green because it's kind of like a swamp. Will you show us where the Everglades are?
Here in the Everglades.
All right. And Stephen, I'm going to change it to blue. Will you show us where the panhandle is?
Right here.
Okay. And EJ, I'm going to change it to red. Will you show us where we live?
Red. We live right here.
Very nice.
Yay.
All right.
See, they each have one in their hand. Great.
That's not what I meant to do.
Okay.
This is a math one.
Now, decide, you are going to fill in your counters and then figure out what 12 take away 4 is. Marcus, have a seat.
And within the app, you can go search for images. I just search 10 frame. I think I might have done blank 10 frame. And then it inserts it. You make it bigger or smaller, and then I left him room to write. And then I just kind of let him do what he does.
Or you can combine your computer and a video,
I don't know what it is.
smartboard.
Oh, smartboard.
I believe, yeah, it would work with a smart board. On this, on the webpage for this app, there is a whole bunch of, like a huge community where you can upload your students' work and others, teachers are doing it too. And so you can search by subject or grade, and it gives you all kinds of ideas. And a lot of them are on whiteboards where students did their projects and presented it to the class on a whiteboard. So it will work on a whiteboard too.
When you have the dot cards, is that an Android or you can't Android?
Yeah, all three
I
of
took a
today's, I saw on the internet, I saw that there is an Android version.
Mine are using their finger because it didn't take a lot. I know that she said in second grade because she did a 3-digit project. A 3-digit problem, they needed a stylus because it got to be.
That was my, when you see mine, that's my complaint.
Yeah, it got to be a little bit
My concern.
complicated.
Their palm hits it, and it can be frustrating for them at times. All right, then I have one more.
We're gonna show you how to go through it all.
Oh, and this one is the nouns when you think. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you do the nouns. Hold on. Nouns and sounds. Sophia, Papa, and nouns.
I love how she just decided to fix her problem.
So,
See, and they're writing that with their finger as well. I think would have been better with a stylus.
Yeah. So we just kind of just on the fly. She's writing pronouns on this side, nouns on this side.
Just leave it ancient.
Never gonna fit your name in there.
Yeah, I should have given her more room. All right, let me. Oh, I should turn that off first. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm doing.
Escape, it'll go small.
There we go. No. Hush. Alright. Second grade.
That's me.
That's you. Do you want me to stay back there?
Let's see if it works.
Yeah, this is
So mine for Show Me, I had them write 3-digit plus another 3-digit with their finger. Like I said, the stylus would have been much better, or some way to use a keyboard at the end. But so they had to write it out, and then they had to verbally explain. Like I decomposed, so I did 300 plus 20 plus 6 plus 100 plus 50 plus 6, and then they had a show. I added the ones place, then I added the tens place, then I had the hundreds place, and then I added them all together, and that's my answer. So I tried to step it up a notch.
143, the 3 will be a 300.
And down here is their palm touching it, so when they make a stylus would be better.
The 1 will be a 100. The 4 will be a 40. And the 3 will be a 3. So if I had 3 plus 5, it will get me to 8. If I have 40 plus 20,
I don't know where they get it from.
it will get me to 60. If I have 100 and 300, it will get me to 400. And then 400 plus 60 plus 8 will get me to...
We have bigger numbers in second grade. But then we talked about like on the exams that they have to take in Florida, they have to show their work like this, but then they also have to explain it. And some of the parts is a verbal explanation, and now the next part is the writing it out. And that's really hard for the kids to write out. So I think if I, yeah, for 1 point, all or nothing. So I think using this again next year, I'd have them write, the next step I'd have them write it out and read it to a friend. And then this is like one of our work boards I didn't know about inserting things, Hodge. So we would put like number of the day, we put in the middle. They could decompose, they could write it in expanded notation, word form, the kids were helping me. That was 640, I think, 10 more, 100 more, 10 less. So you can use it, you can incorporate all of the different parts of math on one screen. And I said, how would you like to sort it? And they said, well, we know how to decompose, we know how to expand, we've done word form, so let's try this. So they made that board up themselves. And then one more thing, I didn't put it on here, but it's in my notes. So, and then I asked my kids, what else could we do with show me? And they said, oh, we could practice our spelling words on that, that would be kind of cool. And then they said, you know, when we were doing a life cycle of the butterfly, we could put it on here. We could draw our own life cycle and write it all out, and then write underneath all the sentences that would go with it and make our own paragraph.
And another,
That's a good idea.
because this, I mean, none of these videos have the kids' faces in them. They all have just their voices. The Show Me website will allow, well, one, you could post it to a Google education site or whatever you have, so the kids could take it home and show their parents what they've learned. It's all them explaining it. Or you could host it on the site, and people all over the place could find their videos. And then the students become the teachers, and then they can share their knowledge with anybody. Anybody could find it.
Yeah, I felt comfortable sharing their work because when their faces are in it and stuff, we're kind of in a time where we don't know what's okay. But with this, it's just their voice. So to send that link on Dojo or on Edmodo or something, I felt completely comfortable doing. Shadow Puppet is the next app, the last app, and I don't know why they call it this. It has nothing to do with shadows or puppets. Yeah.
It's fun.
Before you move on.
Yeah.
Would you make only a teacher account, or could you make individual students?
You can make a whole classroom account. There is an option if you're a classroom teacher to set up a classroom account and give the students their own username and logons so they can post their own content and be able to find it.
Okay. And
Yep.
then when you said that you join all the videos together, do you do it on the same app, or?
Well, the Show Me doesn't let you edit all the videos together. The Shadow Puppet does. That's the one that I was talking about on Friday. Like Shadow Puppet is very similar to Show Me. The only reason why I use this one over Show Me is because it has its own built-in picture databases where the kids can find it themselves. So I used it in small groups again, and we used whatever phonics skill we had for that week, for that group. And so the kids came up with what began with that sound, and they told me the names, and we looked for the pictures, and they found their own pictures. And then in Shadow Puppet, they let you make it into one big presentation. So at the end of the week, we just saw everybody's, and some people had different words and that kind of
Is that
thing.
how you did it? Okay.
Yeah, and this one,
Sorry.
that's okay. I named my group superhero groups, so that's why it starts like that.
Umbrella.
That's gonna be ugly.
And you search for these images within the app, so you don't have to go outside the app to a browser or anything. It's all like built in there. It's
It's
really
a
nice.
little menu bar right there.
Love it. Yeah.
Most of them are. For mine, I had to spell the words anyways, so I always typed it in first and looked at the picture before turning it around. But there are different, like there's the Library of Congress.
And there's the Flickr Creative Commons.
That was a little iffy.
You might want to glance at it
Yeah.
first.
But like if they're doing like a history report, just tell them to go into the Library of Congress, and those types of images are all safe. And this is a higher group. And it lets you type over the picture, obviously. Yeah, that one was one of the first things we did, and they really liked it because they like listening to each other.
All right, and then similar to Telegami, we used that format of essays to do a video essay, but we kind of did it together. So we would brainstorm a topic, and then we'd all agree on it, and then we go down the line and say, okay, what do you want to say about this topic? And then they would they would say it, and it kind of just comes together as a video essay.
Let me tell you about pictures.
This was supposed to be push and pull, with
Ball you
pushing the ball out.
put in and it shoots the ball to a batter and it hits the kid hits the ball and runs to first base. This pushes the ball out of the bat. The ball comes to you when you hit it, you run to first base. When you hit the ball, you push it to go.
Hodge, what's your password?
0000.
Let me introduce you to soccer. Soccer is fun to play for a lot of people because you can steal the ball. Next, if you get a goal, you get a point. If you don't get a goal, you don't get a point. When somebody scores a goal that you want to win, you can
And I realize now, I think that's a beer in that guy's hand.
Way to go.
So, and we also, when we were doing our ideas, they had the iPad and they were finding their picture. So the one girl wanted to talk about scoring, so she found a picture that had the goalie and all that. And they really enjoy doing that.
See, I would use mine if I didn't do a shadow puppet, but if I would have done that, I would have done it to convince the other person that soccer is a better sport than tennis.
Right.
And they would have to persuade the person to step it up for second grade. I think that's what I would do.
Oh, jeez. We're not gonna have time. We have like 8 minutes, so. We were going to have everybody get into a group and make your own thing. You know what might be good as an alternate is to put it on the .cam and just show the creation of one kind of quickly.
Sure.
So I'll queue up Show Me on here. Maybe do Telegami or something.
Sure. Oh, I have Show Me already. I have
Okay, there you go.
Telegami. I just need Shadow Puppet. All right, so this is Show Me.
Flip it over.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
There it is.
All right, so it just is a blank screen until you pick a picture. Right here on the top, there's a little icon that looks like a picture and a plus. You just hit that, and it asks you if you want to choose a photo, take a photo, get one from the web. There's all these Dropbox you can get one from. You can get one from Google Drive. So let's choose a photo. Let's just, I have no idea what these are. Let's just do this. Just for anything. All right, so you have this, you hit done, and now this is the photo that you're starting with, and thank you. This is the ink eraser text, and it's really easy. You just start drawing. You hit this big red record button to start recording what you're drawing and to record your voice. And then when you're done, it takes you through the steps of naming it and storing it.
And when you sign up on the app, you don't have to sign up. I think you can go ahead and just use it. But if you sign up and add the email address, when you hit save it as complete, it sends you a link. It uploads the video, sends you a link to your email, and you can share that however you need to. Copy and paste that link to whatever you want. I just found that so convenient that I didn't have to upload it to YouTube. I didn't have to save it to photos and then plug it into the computer and send the video. It just was so automatic.
So these are the groups you can start, and it's just exploring the app when you first download it, and I'll walk you through all those processes. And this is Telegami. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
This
Just
was
hit
very
create.
easy.
And then it'll just walk you through. All right, next. Yeah. And then you can start off with her. You can change her if you want. You can change her background, her emotion, which is really fun.
I usually gave them about 1 minute to do their avatar because they would work on it all day long.
All right, so if you do in silly mode, Then where it says message, you hit this message, and then you just hit the record button right here. There's the countdown timer to tell you how much time you have left. So as soon as you start recording, it'll pick up your voice, you hit stop, and
It plays it for you
it plays it
automatically.
for you automatically. That's
And
all you
then,
need to do.
and you have to, if you go to share, you can save it,
Or
yeah.
you
You do
can
have to do
email
that.
And that's the way you can do that one. That one's
And I know
easy.
for first grade on all of these, the kids can do that. They can do it in a center. It's not,
Yeah, once you
it's
get
not
through the
hard
basics
for them to
of,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, if you have your first grade teachers teach them, and they
Well,
become
it's already
second,
in,
they already
but-
know it.
So Shadow Puppet, this is what Shadow Puppet looks like. These are all the ones that you've already started, but right here is the picture databases. So there's the British Library, the Met, NASA, all these different things that you can go and find. They can also take their own pictures. And then you just click on the pictures. You put in the search bar, and then you just click on the pictures, and then it adds them down here for you if you look at this counter. And then when you're ready to start, you can reorder them like a slideshow, and then you start recording the voice. And
So you record for each slide.
Be good for beginning, middle, and end.
yeah, and
And
then
they
it
have to
just
retell.
moves on. And there you go.
And then you save it.
And then you save it, and then you're done.
We have 3 minutes. Questions?
Anybody? No?
No? All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, you had a question, sorry.
I was wondering if they could record because they were mistakes.
Yes, you can always re-record it, yep.
We did
The
that 3
pictures
times.
stay there, you just can re-record the voices.
It's up here. It's up here.